Music, how to emotionally detach from a woman who no longer values you. So women rarely pull back for no reason, whether it's boredom, resentment, or simply lack of interest. There are always signs, and sometimes you'll see them. Other times you'll dismiss them. But the writing is always on the wall. How many sleepless nights have you spent wondering why you're not enough for her? Why her love feels cold, and more importantly, why you're still holding on, guys? Let me tell you this. If she no longer treats you right, it's time to wake up and reclaim your emotional freedom. In this video, I'm giving you the step-by-step guide to emotionally detach from a woman who doesn't value you anymore. Let's get into it, Jessica. Oh, here, welcome to the channel, so let's be real for a moment. When a woman starts treating you differently, her behavior tells the story, one you'll come to understand only if you know where to look. Let me quickly highlight the signs you should be looking out for in a woman who has checked out from the relationship you both have. Number one, she stops caring about your needs, and it's a no-brainer. I mean, remember when she used to genuinely ask about your day, listen attentively, and maybe even try to solve problems with you? Now, she barely glances up from her phone and makes a half-hearted when you speak. It's like she's physically there, but mentally checked out. You see, when someone stops caring about your needs, they're essentially telling you that you're no longer my priority. You used to be her hero. Right now, no matter what you do. It's wrong the way you dress, the way you chew, even the way you breathe is all up for debate. That constant nitpicking isn't random, and I need you to know. This criticism can often be a subtle or not so subtle way of creating emotional space. It's like she's building a wall between you two, one brick of disapproval at a time, and if she's not willing to take responsibility for her part in the relationship, you'll end up feeling like you're the problem. You text her and she takes hours, sometimes days, to reply. But you see her posting on IG Snapchat, like she's got all the time in the world, or she suddenly has work emergencies or girls' nights out, right? Every time you try to plan something, if it sounds familiar, well, this when someone is invested in you, they make time period. You used to share everything with her, your dreams, your fears, your excitement about the future, and now it feels like talking to a stranger. Her responses are curt. Her tone is icy, and any attempt to connect emotionally is met with indifference. This happens when she no longer feels connected or she's avoiding the connection altogether. Either way, it's a clear indicator that her heart isn't in it anymore. Has the intimacy dwindled to almost nothing? Maybe she used to hug you for no reason, hold your hand, or give you those affectionate kisses that felt meaningful. Now, even a quick peck feels like an obligation, or worse, she avoids physical touch altogether. Here's what you need to understand. Okay, these signs aren't about you imagining things or being paranoid. They're actually for you to recognize reality. And once you see these behaviors, what they are, you can make an informed decision about what's best for you. All right, guys. So, detachment is your power move to take back control when you're emotionally attached to someone who no longer treats you, right? You're stuck in this cycle of hoping for change and feeling disappointed when change doesn't happen. Detachment, however, will break that cycle. Think about it. How much self-respect can you have if you're constantly tolerating disrespect by detaching? You're making a bold statement. You're saying, I value myself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't serve me. Also, too, you free yourself from unmet expectations you've been holding on to. Hoping that she'll wake up one day and start treating you right. But let's be real, has that day come? No. And waiting for will only keep you trapped. Detachment means freeing yourself from the exhausting emotional tug of war of unmet expectations. When you start to detach, you stop expecting her to change you. Let go of the what ifs that keep you tied to the past, and you start focusing on what you need to thrive. The beautiful part is when you detach, you make room for something better, whether it's a healthier relationship, a personal goal, adjust your peace of mind, emotional. Detachment clears the clutter and lets you focus on what truly matters. When you're stuck on someone who doesn't value you, you're unavailable for the right person. Remember that, okay, there's someone out there who will love and respect you the way you deserve, but they can't find you if you're too busy chasing some other person who isn't worth your time. Remember that you gain emotional independence. Okay, when you're emotionally attached to someone who mistreats you, your happiness will become dependent on their behavior. You don't need me to tell you this. If she's kind, you feel good. If she's distant, you'll feel worthless. Detachment will break this cycle and put your happiness back in your hands. And that's why detaching is so important. You see, it's not about shutting down your emotions. When you detach, you redirect your emotions to what truly matters. And in this case, it's you. When you detach, you start being a victim of her actions and start being an architect of your own happiness, right? So now that we've highlighted the signs and understand why detachment is actually the ultimate power move, let's get into the how. This is where the real work begins. Breaking the emotional chains that keep you stuck and starting your own journey towards freedom is what I'm talking about. Think of this as an emotional detox, a reset button for your heart and mind. How do you do this? Let's go. Step one, acknowledge the pain, but don't dwell on it. So, detachment hurts, especially when you've invested so much into the relationship. Pretending you're okay or suppressing your feelings, though, won't help you. Heal. The first step is to acknowledge the pain and make sure that it doesn't consume you. Okay, you can do this by journaling your emotions. Write down how you feel, what went wrong, why the detachment is necessary. It'll help you process the situation without spiraling into negativity. Give yourself permission to grieve. It's okay to feel sad or disappointed. Just don't let those emotions define you or dictate your actions. You're allowed to feel, but don't build a permanent home in pain. Step two, set boundaries and stick to them. Boundaries are your armor in this process. Without them, you'll keep falling into old patterns of answering her late night texts or saying yes to things that will drain you emotionally. Now's the time to prioritize you. So, what you want to do is limit contact. If she's still reaching out, consider reducing or cutting off communication entirely. You need to protect your peace. You need to also say no without guilt. If she tries to guilt trip you into doing something, stand firm. Remember, your well being comes first. Also, unfollow a mutter on social media. Out of sight, out of mind. Seeing her posts is only going to take you down an emotional roller coaster. Every time you enforce a boundary, you're telling yourself, I deserve better, and trust me, that message will start to stick. Step three, replace her with a new priority. You need to fill that empty space with something meaningful. So focus on fitness, pursue a passion, reconnect with friends and family. When you start investing in yourself, you'll realize how much you've been missing while chasing someone who wasn't chasing you. Step four, cut ties when necessary. Now let me tell you of something hard but true. Sometimes the only way to heal is to let go completely. If she's still in your life as a friend or lingering in the background, she's keeping you stuck in this cycle of false hope. So let it go. This is how you do it. Have an honest conversation if necessary. Let her know why you're stepping away, not to hurt her, but to protect yourself. Delete old photos and texts, because keeping these will only reopen. Old wounds, let them go. 3 block on friend. If needed, this isn't about being petty. You just need to create a space to move forward. It's not easy, but cutting ties is liberating. Remember, you can't start a new chapter while reading an old one. Step 5, find your support system. No one said you have to do this alone. Surrounding yourself with a support system can make all the difference. Whether it's friends or family, or even a therapist, having people in your corner will help you stay grounded and focused. Remember, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. You're showing that you care enough about yourself to heal the right way. This emotional detox process is your roadmap to freedom. And also, hey, I don't just give relationship tips. I actually help men work through their relationship problems. I'll leave a link to how you can have a private conversation with me in the video description below. This emotional detox process is your roadmap to freedom. The key is it only works if you commit to it. Are you ready to reclaim your peace and start living for you? Again, I could end this video here, but I'll be doing a disservice. If I don't arm with these next few steps, chances are she's going to start drawing closer to you. When she notices that why we're drawing, what should you do? Then hear me out. Watch out for emotional sabotage. Detachment is not an easy road. Once she senses that you're pulling away, there's a good chance that she's going to try to reel you back in, right? And this isn't necessarily because she wants to treat you better. It's because she's losing control. The control that she had over you. This, my friends, is what I call emotional sabotage. This is what it looks like. The sweet texts that come out of nowhere. I mean, you haven't heard from her in days. And suddenly there's another text from her. It says something like, hey, just thinking about you. Or worse, she throws in a miss you, right? For good measure, if it sounds familiar. What's happening? Here is classic breadcrumbing. She doesn't want to fully commit to you, but she also doesn't want to lose the comfort of knowing that you're still there waiting for her. Don't fall for that. Trap responding will only put you back on the emotional roller coaster. And if you absolutely have to reply, keep it short, keep it polite and indifferent. Something like, glad to hear from you. Hope you're doing well, and leave it at that. Right. Another thing that will happen, there'll be sudden promises from her to change out of nowhere. She's talking about how she realized the mistake she made and how she's ready to be better. Maybe she's even saying all the things that you've been waiting to hear for months. The problem is, though, that is this genuine, or is it just a reaction to losing her grip on you? This is how you'll spot a fake promise if she starts making these promises, but not backing them up with actions. It's a red flag. Because words are cheap, so you want to pay attention to consistency over time. Also, you want to ask yourself, is she suddenly interested in you because she truly values you, or because she feels like she's losing control? Change is a process and not an overnight epiphany. Okay, so keep that in mind. Another thing she will use is something called the jealousy tactic. She might start posting pictures with other guys on social media or casually mention how much fun she had with someone new. This is an intentional move to get under your skin and make you question whether you've truly moved on. What should you do? Ignore it. She wants a reaction. So the best thing you can do is stay unbothered. Also remind yourself that jealousy is just another manipulation tactic to keep you emotionally hooked. She's not your competition. You don't need to prove anything to her or anyone else. Another thing you could fall into is what we call the let's be friends trap, right? One of the most dangerous forms of emotional sabotage is this let's be friends thing, right? She might frame it as wanting to keep you in her life. But let's be honest, this isn't about friendship. It's about keeping you close enough to use as an emotional safety net while she explores her other options. It's dangerous to accept this kind of friendship because it keeps you emotionally invested, even if you're not in a relationship anymore. And it creates false hope, making it harder for you to fully detach. So instead, what you want to do is to politely but firmly decline. Say something like, hey, I appreciate the offer, but I think it's best we both move on. Remember, being her friend only benefits her and not you. Another thing she will pull is this whole sudden burst of attention, right? Suddenly she's calling you, texting you, wanting to spend time together. It might feel like she's finally prioritizing you, but ask yourself why. Now, is it because she realizes your worth? Or because she's panicking about losing her emotional backup plan? Look out for these. Is her attention consistent, or does it fade the moment you start showing interest again? Is she making an effort to improve the relationship, or is it just temporary love bombing you to pull you back in? Don't confuse attention with genuine care. True love isn't a light switch she can turn on and off when it suits her. Here's what you need to remember. Emotional sabotage only works if you let it. She's banking on your insecurities, your lingering feelings, and your fear of letting go. But you're stronger than that. Every time you resist these tactics, you're reclaiming your power. So stay focused on your goals, stick to your boundaries. Remind yourself why. Detachment is the best thing for your peace. Right now, you're not just walking away from her, you're walking towards a better version of yourself. And that should be your top priority. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. No BS relationship advice. My name is Jessica OS. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.